You are tuned in to 50/50 News on the House of the Princess channel, hosted by Princess A.V, featuring world, local, celebrity, and YouTube news. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell as I give you the traditional news with a small twist of ratchet. Let's go. Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? I decided to go ahead and give y'all a good old short version of this good old 50/50 news. To those who are not familiar with me and this is your first time here, you are here at the House of the Princess. I am your host of all channels, all, all programming on this channel, Princess A.V. This is where I give you 100% of the news or maybe a little twist of ratchet. So I give my little commentary with it. Shouts out to everybody that is in the chat. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming and giving your comments and giving salutations. I decided to give you this quick little hour of news or whatever right before I go to work or whatever. So tell a friend. Those that are coming in, please press the like button. Also, if you're not already subscribed, press the subscribe button. And right next to the subscribe button is a join button where you could be a card-carrying legal citizen of the House of the Princess. And I definitely appreciate it. And your membership has benefits here. So we always have something that is members only exclusive. Also, down at the bottom is my correspondence right across here. So here is my Instagram if you want to DM me or see just what I'm doing during the day. And this is the Facebook, how you can reach me as well. That is the email, info@hausoftheeprincess.com, where you can send stories or correspondence or just reach out to me that way. And of course, you can always hit the Cash App. That is one way to donate to the channel and support besides membership. Also, we do have PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle if you would like to donate as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get my notes here. Thank you so much for the compliments. Yeah, I had to give y'all the news. Y'all was about to bend me backwards like y'all needs a fix. So I'm trying to get back to work slowly but surely. So we're going to have a short condensed version. And please excuse me if my allergies are flaring up. I am going to do my best to get through this here without a lot of sniffling and sneezing and rubbing my nose like I do nose candy, okay? But we're going to get through it. So the first story, it's going to be a series of a couple of videos together because they all correspond together. In Chicago, there was a young boy by name Shondell Holiday who was shot on Saturday, I believe. I get these days mixed up. I am so sorry. But he was shot and killed down at the Bean by guess what, y'all's children. So, including with that, there has been a curfew that will be implemented through the city of Chicago. So before I give heavy details, I'm just going to play the three videos back to back and let y'all go in and have and get your info. How about that? Is it there? Okay, there we go. All right. So here we go. This is given to you by Fox News and CBS News. All right. Come on, stop.
Breaking news out of Chicago's Millennium Park right now. The area being closed to the public after a reported shooting. Fox 32's Nate Rogers.
You let me know if you have a problem with volume.
There's been a lot of chaos here in downtown Chicago. Chicago police still trying to get a handle on exactly what's happening here. This appears to have been several hundred young people that have come here in downtown Chicago. All of the top, we've learned initially that one person, a 16-year-old, had been shot at Millennium Park. We're told, according to the fire department, that that person is now dead. Police do tell us that they've had two people in custody now. The shot that you're looking at right now, police have are standing here in downtown Chicago, trying to get traffic here figured out, because all of these young people, not only have they walked from Michigan Avenue, but now they're forcing themselves onto Lake Street and even State Street. Again, as many people are here in downtown Chicago trying to enjoy local shows and go to restaurants here. Apparently, this is what the young people are calling a teen trend. We've seen them bring Bluetooth speakers down. They're dancing, stopping traffic. And once again, Chicago police just trying to get a handle on all of that. We're still waiting for an update officially from Chicago police on how they plan to patrol this area. As we're seeing more and more young people come downtown, we're also seeing officers do as they're doing right now in terms of locking arms and really just trying to patrol the area so these young people will hopefully get some order about themselves. That is the latest here in downtown Chicago. Nate Rogers, Fox 32 Chicago.
All right, thank you, Nate. Well, now to a breaking news update. The 17-year-old charged with killing another teen in a Millennium Park over the weekend will be in court in just a matter of hours.
And the shooting led to the chaos we saw downtown Saturday night. We've got team coverage for you, starting with CBS 2's Marissa Parra, who's live from outside juvenile court. Marissa.
Mugo, Ryan, regarding that shooting in particular, police said that they took 2 people into custody for questioning on Saturday night, including that 17-year-old who is now charged with killing 16-year-old Shondell Holiday. You're looking at video from Saturday night. That video has been circulating online, appearing to show the moments before that 16-year-old was shot in the chest just steps away from the popular tourist attraction known as the Bean. At minimum, crowds of teens in Millennium Park that night were in the hundreds. Last night, family held a vigil for the teen outside their home in Roseland. They say he was the eldest of 6 kids and he had gone to Gary Comer High School. We spoke to a man who knew Shondell. He was his mentor through Champs Mentoring. He once had Shondell write down a list of goals, and so telling was the fact that one of his goals was making it to the age of 21.
We had a conversation in class about why he put that. And he said, it's just so many things that happen in Chicago that you can die at any point in any day.
And obviously he did not meet that goal. That 17-year-old who has been charged with second-degree murder. We'll have a little bit more on what we know so far in terms of that case coming up in the next half hour. Reporting live from outside of juvenile court, Marissa Parra, CBS 2 News.
Let's get right to Mayor Lightfoot's response to the deadly violence that shattered Millennium Park this weekend. Dane Placco is live at City Hall. Dane.
Roseanne, Mayor Lightfoot is defending her decision to ban unaccompanied minors on weekend evenings in Millennium Park, and she's taking it a step further today, announcing that she's moving up the curfew by an hour across the entire city of Chicago.
Today, I'm signing an executive order to move that curfew back on weekends to 10 p.m. And I'm urging parents, guardians, and responsible adults in the lives of children to make sure that you know what the rules are and that you make a plan with your children and young people to make sure that they safely abide by this curfew.
Mayor Lightfoot says she's been forced to take serious steps to deal with a serious problem after hundreds of teens descended on Millennium Park on Saturday night, causing chaos and resulting in the fatal shooting of 16-year-old Shondell Holiday, who lived in the Roseland neighborhood. After the park was closed Saturday night, the crowd of juveniles spilled into the loop where 2 other shootings occurred. A 17-year-old has been charged on suspicion of second-degree murder in Holiday's death. The mayor also called on parents and guardians to do a better job of knowing where their kids are and who they're with, saying that there were kids as young as 10 years old running around the loop Saturday night without an adult. And she defended her decision to ban unaccompanied minors from Millennium Park Thursday through Sunday after 6 p.m.
It gives me no pleasure to impose these rules and restrictions. But having exhausted every other opportunity, every other tool and remedy, we've got to go to this next step to make sure that our jewel of Millennium Park is available and open to everyone.
Despite the new restrictions on Millennium Park, We remain concerned about the potential for large gatherings of young people throughout the loop, given the tragic outcomes we have all witnessed.
Yeah, and that is a growing concern. They may not be able to hang around Millennium Park, but there's the whole rest of downtown to worry about as well. Some of the downtown business associations saying now that they're going to step up their private security guard program on weekends going forward through the remainder of the summer. Live at City Hall, Dane Placo, Fox 32 Chicago.
An update now to breaking news.
You know how I feel about these folks and the raggedy children. Not only is one life taken, but 2 lives are taken. That child that took he is a child that took another child's life. I am familiar with Vondale. This child is from my community. I've always had my foot in my children's back about where you going. Matter of fact, they couldn't go hardly nowhere. The fact that these teenagers are out, and that poor Nate trying to deliver the news, and that looked like they had just worn his ass out during the news simulcast. And those kids were still, they had no fear of the police, no fear of being accountable of anything. This is the problem. Go get your damn kids. Why don't you know where your kids are? They have been doing this thing for over a year, a couple of years. It just gets worse and worse and worse. I don't want to go somewhere, and the minute I see too many teenagers, I know it's some BS that's about to jump off, and they're going to rob me and pillage me and kill me. And then you go home to you parents who was out kicking it and gave a damn about what your kids is doing. You don't pay attention to what your children are doing on social media. You don't follow up behind your kids and the mess that they're making out here. You too, as parents, are the problem. You are the root of the problem, that you have not taught your children any better to respect other people's property, to respect other people's space, and just to respect life as itself. I'm sure nothing that went on between those two children was worth him going down there and throwing his life away and taking that child's life. Not nothing. We have to do better as parents, because at the end of the day, those were children. I'm sick of this. I'm disgusted just by this. The constant, lately, all I hear is crimes committed by kids. So what are the parents doing? How did they get like that? I've always had an age-old saying that you can't have adult assholes. They start off as assholes as children. They don't just pop up that. They develop that way. I don't know what's going on with the mayor. Her eyes popping out look like they done worn her ass out. And she might be having a thyroid problem or something. She just don't look good. She don't look the same. Okay. I do not disagree with her pulling back the curfew. You need to hold these parents accountable. When I was young, they would give out truancy passes to the parents. There was an alarm that went off in the community if you were out past the curfew, and the police would pull you over. The police would get your parents. You would have got a ticket because your kids were not where they were supposed to be. If more parents were held just a little bit more accountable, because I know kids do fuck shit, but if the parents were held accountable, then maybe the children would be more accountable. But there's no accountability here, and this is why we have these big problems. That's where it starts. It's no one answer, but that's definitely where it starts. And I could talk about your raggedy children all day, but that won't bring back that little boy. And he's in the mentorship program, and it shows that he was trying to do something with his life. Even if he wasn't, he was trying. God rest his soul. And I pray that that boy's parents get the comfort they need in this time of bereavement. I can't imagine losing my child to another child. Who, Charlie, and thank you for the compliments. We're talking about the story, Tanya. Thank you so much. So our next story is now fatalities of the elderly. 3 people were reported passed away in an apartment complex due to heat exhaustion. Here's the story, breaking news by CBS News.
In Chicago's Rogers Park neighborhood, the air conditioning is back on here at the Snyder Apartments, where 3 women were found unresponsive yesterday and later died. The Snyder Apartments house seniors and people with disabilities. Residents and relatives told us the building was sweltering. This morning, a woman whose grandmother lives there called the conditions deplorable.
Yes, there's been many complaints well over 90 degrees in the units in the daytime, especially when the sun's really high and peeking through the apartments. There's no proper ventilation as well in the apartments. There's no exhaust fans in the bathroom. So when you take a shower, you have to be very careful not to make the water too hot or you will pass out.
The women who died were 67, 70, and 75 years old. Harris says all her grandmother could do was stay as hydrated as possible and use towels stored in the freezer to keep cool. The building is owned by the Hispanic Housing Development Corporation. We reached out to the company, its president and board chairman, but have yet to get a response. And last night, Mayor Lori Lightfoot sent out a statement on the deaths, writing in part, a unit-by-unit well-being check is in progress by the Chicago Fire Department, and city representatives are monitoring building management in switching over the air conditioning for the building. She also says if you're living in uncomfortably warm temperatures, to call 311. We have a candy recall to tell.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to beat your ass about my grandma. I'm going to say it again. I will beat your ass about my grandmother. And the Department of Aging really needs to hold that whole organization accountable, and then they need to pay them people for their pain. Nothing can bring back them people's lives, but because y'all wanted to save on money. I know what this is, okay? Because my father lives in an elderly living facility, public living facility. There are places where the air is centralized and the heat is centralized here. And people be trying to save money on the electricity bill because older people don't have to pay that shit. And they don't want to turn it on. Okay, that's just simply what it came down to. They didn't want to turn the shit on. You don't have to legally turn your heat on until, is it October 15th? I believe it's October 15th to April 1st here in the city. And there's something with that with the air conditioning. So they were just probably stuck on the date that they didn't want to turn the air on to June 1st, so they wouldn't have to pay the bill or do whatever they need to do to get it on. It's been like 90 degrees outside a couple of days. Granted, 2 weeks ago, it was cold as fuck. I had a sweater on, okay? And in Chicago, you can go through all seasons in a day. Just yesterday, rained and it got cold and it was 50 or 60. The day before, it was 90. But if it's hot, motherfucker. So turn the air conditioner on. I do go through pneumonia weather in my house. I might have to turn the heat on one day and then I'll turn the air on the next. Whatever you got to do, but don't kill my people because you lazy. Don't do that. Goodness gracious, Jesus Christ. So God rest them people. So pay them people for their pain. They're gonna have to answer for that. It was nothing. They just didn't want to turn the air on. That's it. I don't hear any other explanation other than we're gonna turn it on the first. I don't give a damn how hot you are. And they would have to buy their own fans. They're responsible for that. Assholes. So our next story is it's a call. Wrigley Spearmint Gum and Wrigley Factory originates in the city of Chicago, state of Illinois. So there has been a recall on some of your candies, and here it is.
We have a candy recall to tell you about this morning involving a Chicago-based company. Mars Wrigley US is voluntarily recalling several gummy candies, saying there could be a thin metal strand inside the candies or loose in the bags. The candies include certain varieties of Skittle gummies, Starburst gummies, and Lifesaver gummies, too. The recall comes after customer complaints. Mars Wrigley says if you have questions, log on to www.mars.com. The company says it's not aware of any illnesses or injuries caused by the metal strands. As that community
Come on, why you don't stop when I say stop? I have to put my hand on the space bar. So yes, if you candy lovers, if you have any of that, just go online and go get your refund. Go get your little rations or whatever you need, just in case you have had that candy recently and you need to turn it in. So that has been all. I didn't even play my little things at the beginning. Well, I remember now. That has been all for local news. Excuse me. Local news is local to Chicago metropolitan area, Indiana, Wisconsin, and maybe even Iowa every once in a blue moon, but definitely Illinois, Indiana. I thank you for tuning in. I hope that you've already pressed the like button. If you haven't done so, please do. You are watching 50/50 News with me, Princess A.V, here at the House of the Princess. Okay. Also, please feel free to give of your benevolence to the channel to keep these lights and the internet on, because, honey, it gets hard, all right? I accept your Super Chats, your Venmos, your Zelles, your PayPals, and your Cash Apps. With the Cash App is right here at the bottom of the screen. Also, feel free to reach out to me via Facebook, Instagram, or by email, okay? And as I told you before, we're going to go through this news quick, okay? This is just a little something to keep your mouth wet, and that's what he said, okay? Until we come back later. So next we're going to go on to worldwide news. Where is she at? There she goes. Worldwide and national news. Hey, Trey gave me a fish. Yes. I finally gave it to you. Oh, okay, Raquel. Y'all is in the building. Tell a friend. Tell them to hit the like button. And yes, I feel like zhuzhing up a little bit. I got to go to work and let my little people see what I could look like when I halfway fix up. Okay. Oh, look, Instacart gives. Look, no, y'all got my Amazon wish list. Let me tell you, if you want to buy me some groceries, okay, y'all know how to add it to my Amazon wish list. You could even use your link card, baby. Buy me a case of water or something, baby. I don't turn no gifts down, okay? I gift cards. I accept some gas cards right about now too. I accept whatever you got to give me that you want to give it to me. If you can get it to me, I'm going to accept it, okay? Except for what the people be giving out the wrong things in the streets. I don't want that. Thank you so much, my BJ. So first, we all are aware that there was a mass shooting at a grocery store in Buffalo, New York. So here's a little bit of video about the background of the perpetrator. I'm gonna keep it cute right now, child. This is about a 4-minute video, so I'm just gonna let them talk about this assailant. I ain't even gonna call him a young man. This assailant, okay, they committed this heinous crime. Here we go to this is ABC News Live. Ciao.
As that community mourns those 10 lives lost, we're learning new information about the gunman. Police say the suspect had a racist agenda and had previously posted extremist views online. ABC's Aaron Katersky joins me live from Buffalo, New York with more on this. Aaron, we're hearing the suspect in this case was fixated on replacement theory, this white supremacist belief that non-whites will replace white people. What evidence do police have about his motive right now?
They have a 180-page screed that he posted online that they've been going through and finding that the alleged shooter's head was filled with white supremacist conspiracy theories and rhetoric. That kind of thing has been available online for some time. But recently, law enforcement officials have said it's grown more violent. Not only is it that you have to hate black people or Jews or immigrants, now the rhetoric goes, you have to kill them. And so police believe that this 18-year-old Peyton Gendron allegedly saw it as his mission to protect the country from being taken over from white people to people of color, that conspiracy theory known as replacement. And that is what police believe brought him here to East Buffalo and the Tops grocery store that you see behind me that's now a crime scene where he allegedly shot and killed 10 people, all of them black.
And Aaron, investigators have now spoken to the gunman's parents. What did they learn from that?
We're not sure they've learned much. They've talked to them, and we're told that they're as shocked as the rest of us about this attack, but it's not clear what they might have known or should have known about their son and his alleged plans to come here and do what it is that he's accused of doing. We spoke this morning to the Buffalo Police Commissioner, Joseph Gramaglia, and Diane, he said that he couldn't really say whether the parents should or would face criminal charges. That's a decision that he said would be up to prosecutors. But it's also not clear that the parents had a full understanding of what their son was allegedly up to. And so that's still a nagging part of the investigation. What leads this 18-year-old, not a year out of high school, to harbor so much hate?
So, Aaron, why do police believe the suspect intended to hit other targets after the supermarket had he not been stopped?
He laid it all out in this 180-page document. Police Commissioner Gramaglia told us this morning, Diane, that had his officers not confronted the suspect and convinced the suspect at great risk to put down his assault-style rifle, take off his body armor, and give himself up, that this would have been even worse than it was with 10 people killed. According to the police commissioner, investigators uncovered evidence in that 180-page document that suggested the shooter wanted to drive out of this parking lot, continue down Jefferson Avenue, the street that you see behind me, and go into another store where he could open fire and find other black people to shoot and kill.
So, Aaron, what are investigators focused on right now?
Right now, Diane, there are a couple of avenues that they're exploring. They're looking at more digital evidence. They're going through his computer, his phone, other electronic devices. They've got search warrants for the house, for the car. They've already found weapons in the car, in addition to the assault-style rifle that was used in the massacre. They're also interested in his movements. So far, investigators have been able to place Gendron in Buffalo starting on Friday. They know that through license plate readers and other visual evidence, and they've been able to put him at a number of different locations here in town. They want to know where he may have spent the night and who may have come into contact with him. The store manager here at the Tops Market says that he was able to speak to the suspect prior to the massacre. They want to know if anybody else did. And then, of course, they're trying to figure out why this market, why this community, 3.5 hours from his home, Diane.
All right, Aaron Katersky in Buffalo, New York. Thanks, Aaron.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage.
Okay, I'm going to say my little piece, and then I'm going to go in and let Ab. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to try to say this as quick as possible. First of all, again, these are your kids. We are so disconnected from our damn kids and what the hell they're doing and what the hell they're into. We don't pay attention to nothing, okay? He did not become a white supremacist overnight. That kind of learned behavior takes months and months and years in order to create a monster, a hateful ass monster like that. And I've heard white supremacy when they say that black people are gonna outnumber white people. Then you've also seen some statistics on the news and stuff. So you just think that you gonna get rid of us by killing us. You can't kill us all, fool. Okay. But let me tell you something. Black people are the origin of people, okay? The first two people on the earth was in the Garden of Sudan. Sudan is in Eden, and Eden is in Africa. Okay, or Garden of Eden in Sudan, Sudan is in Africa, okay? And then there used to be one continent that you could walk straight across before the tectonic plates took us all apart. Even my black Jesus is not white with stringy hair. He's Arabian, okay? You know, he's brown, okay, with woolly hair, because that would be where he is from, not pale faced white. My black blood runs through your veins of my ancestors and my history. Everything that you guys do, the majority of it was either built off the back of black slaves, or it was given to you by the smarts and the simplicity of the intelligence of my black ancestors and my brothers and sisters. Y'all can get the fuck out of here with that supremacy shit, okay? You needed us to build the country that you wanted to have, and a country where you brought all of your degenerates and your unwanted people over here to create a life for you, which you was not deemed good enough to stay in cahoots in couth society, that they had to send your stupid ass over here so that you could procreate. So don't you tell us about our being black and savagery and dirty and ugly people and we deserve to die, because we didn't ask your ass to come interrupt us from over there doing what the fuck we was doing and being great and building the pyramids and just living in harmony with our families and doing whatever the fuck we was over there doing with our salt and our gold and building our empires. You brought your ass over there with us, okay? So don't tell us to go back. Don't tell us that we need to die. Do yourself, okay? That's what y'all need to do. Leave us the fuck alone, because we really not trying to fuck with y'all, even though we're oppressed by systematic racism, while you have taken us and put us in the worst of living spaces. You make sure that we can't make the right amount of money, that we can't get jobs, that we can't raise our families like we're supposed to. When you put drugs and guns in our community so we can hurt ourselves and hurt our children, and you separated our families, man, fuck you. Okay, that's what I feel about that. Okay. And that was a quick one. Okay. Next. Okay, we need to be aware that there's going to be a wheat shortage that was put on, that's going on in India, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, I wrote the wrong one. Okay, this is another little savage bastard over here. They was trying to rob and kill people over at church. They was worshiping their God, and these people come over here messing with them, and them church people said, "We, as Whitney D says, let us be meek, but let us not be weak." And they got a hog tied the gunman at the church. There we go.
Person dead and at least 5 people wounded. Parishioners were attending a lunch banquet following morning services at Geneva Presbyterian Church in Laguna Woods, California, when Orange County sheriffs say a man opened fire.
One person is confirmed deceased at the scene. 4 others are critical, and 1 other victim sustained minor injuries.
Congregants did not wait for authorities to apprehend the suspect. Some took action to protect their church family.
We believe a group of churchgoers detained him and hog-tied his legs with an extension cord and confiscated at least 2 weapons from him. He was detained when the deputies arrived. That group of churchgoers displayed what we believe is exceptional heroism and bravery in intervening to stop the suspect. They undoubtedly prevented additional injuries and fatalities.
Now the community is left with the question, why?
And at this time, we are working very hard to determine the motive.
The majority of this congregation is of Taiwanese descent, and authorities describe the suspect in custody as an Asian male in his 60s.
At this time, we do not know what the suspect's motive may be, or whether he had an intended target, or whether this is even a hate-related incident.
Police say 2 firearms were recovered at the scene. Local authorities are being assisted by the FBI and ATF in this ongoing investigation. This is Inside Edition Digital.
Man, when you 60 years old out here still trying to wreak havoc and do that, man, sit down and give it to the new crazy people. That's why they hog tied your stupid ass. Because you out here fucking with people that is not fucking with you, okay? Um, yeah. Oh yeah, them extendos, they illegal, you know. What do you need weapons that's gonna shoot all these people at the same time for? You only gotta shoot one person at a time. You're probably gonna demonetize this video like a mother. So yes, I'm glad that they got his ass, and them church people was not afraid of him. They was like, "Oh no, not up here in Jesus' name, you ain't." Okay, I'm here for it. Okay, we'll talk to Jesus later. Okay, he said that violent take it by force. I'm gonna force you to the flow. You ain't finna interrupt our good old worship service with your foolishness. Go on somewhere, go to hell, sir. But right now, you gonna go to jail. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the wheat situation. So here we go.
India banned wheat exports on Saturday as a scorching heat wave slashed output and domestic prices hit a high. Commerce Secretary B.V.R. Subramaniam told reporters the country would still allow some exports to fulfill existing contracts and support countries with food security needs.
In the name of prohibition, we are directing the wheat trade in a certain direction. We do not want wheat to go in an unregulated manner to places where it might just get either hoarded or where it may not be used to the purpose which we are hoping it would be used for, which is serving the food requirements of vulnerable nations and vulnerable people.
Officials told the news conference in New Delhi the plan is not to ban the grain's export forever and that the rule could be revised later on. The move comes just days after India said it was targeting record wheat shipments of 10 million tons this year. The world's second biggest wheat producer has been cashing in on a global rally in the grain's prices since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It exported a record 7 million tons of wheat in the fiscal year to March, up more than 250% from the previous year. Although India is not one of the world's top wheat exporters, global buyers have been relying on supplies from the country after shipments from Ukraine and its surrounding Black Sea region plunged. Analysts say the ban could now drive world food prices to new peaks, given the already tight supply, which would hit poor consumers in Asia and Africa especially hard.
Diddy, you know. Look. Wrong thing. Is there something missing from my videos? Hold on. Oh yeah. It's backwards. Okay, so these are things that we need to know. We take things for granted. We think things are okay and they're not. Who would have thought? I would have never known that we're having a food shortage of that caliber until I sat up here was searching for news to give y'all. Okay. And of course, I have mentioned that we're going to have food shortages, but there are just certain things that we just didn't know about. So the prices are going up. The prices of gas is still going up. Literally every time I go to the tank, it's $10 or $20 higher than it was the time before. I damn near can't afford to drive. Like, what are we going to do? Oh, please start. Look, we got some things in here. Look, we make you a garden, okay? You can't grow everything in certain regions, but bartering will become an important element amongst us as people very, very soon. I like that India is saying we want to make sure that the people that are the hungriest, at least we take care of them. But what about the people who are poor and can't afford the upcharge and can't afford they can't afford all of the things that they're doing in the media and with us, especially this Ukrainian war is fucking some shit up. There's something to be said behind this. I think there's something greater behind it that we may not know of or know that's being orchestrated because of it. One world order is slowly taking into place. If you don't know about it, just read up on it, figure it out. please be mindful of what is really happening to us as people. Wars and rumors of the wars, our children are walking to and fro as demons. People scared to go out of their own home. Now, famine is in the land. I'm saying it now. Famine is in the land. That is the precursor to some shit that's really about to happen. We got to figure out to do what we got to do to get some animals, get some plants, get what you got to do in order to eat. So with that being said, again, this is a condensed version of the 50/50 news. I got a couple minutes literally before I need to get on up out of here and get to flip flopping to work. Okay, speeding down the road. I've been thinking about you all the way home. Okay, so in case this is your chance, you just came in, you just perusing by. I am Princess A.V. You are watching 50/50 News. We just got done with worldwide and national news and giving a few stories out here. Please sit and press the like button. Press the subscribe button and help me grow my channel. That doesn't cost you a thing. But if you would like to monetarily help the channel, please send a super chat, Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle to me. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps to keep this high production value that I have going on and keep things going on, such as the lights, the gas, and the the internet. Okay, it may not be working as good as I think it is, but I look pretty good on the screen. I think so. A little bright though. I'm gonna turn these lights down, honey. Also, if you want to reach out to me, please feel free to reach out to me via Instagram, Facebook, or email. You can always catch me, and I'm here at the House of the Princess. I thank you so much. The join button is right next to the subscribe button, and the link is also in the chat. So I appreciate everybody who's here today on this nice, wonderful May Day. We are going into one of our last segments of the day. We're halfway done. How about that? Like I said, I'm just gonna give you a little taste, and take it on back, okay? But after that, now we are going into celebrity news. My phone going off. That's why I'm looking at it, okay? So now we're going to go into a celebrity news. Our first celebrity news story is about our lovely and adorable Miss Britney Spears. She has been through a lot in her lifetime, and now she has unfortunately lost her baby. So we are going to take that from Channel 7 ABC News to give the story. And thank you, Queen Mermaid.
Britney Spears announcing today she and her partner have lost their pregnancy. Spears posting to Instagram in a joint post with Sam Asghari that they suffered a miscarriage. The 40-year-old pop superstar first announced back in April they were expecting a child, saying after her nearly 14-year-long conservatorship that ended last year forced her to remain on birth control, she was once again free to have children. She wrote in today's post they will continue trying to expand their family and are asking for privacy during this difficult time. Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more.
Yeah, I have an onion in the kitchen, Queen Mermaid. We're trying to do so. Unfortunately, and these things happen also when you're older. You've been through a lot of stress, and she's had a lot of drugs in her system, not necessarily cocaine. I don't know what she's doing like that, but mental health drugs and things that she's had to take over the years. It's just not easier to have a baby in your later life, but if that's what that woman wants to do, I encourage her. She wants to give a baby love from her and her baby's father. I hope that she has the strength to continue to try and that she can achieve her goals. So yes, prayers out to Britney Spears because she was obviously very happy about it. So I hope that they can help her with the next endeavor. Okay, our next story for celebrity news is the Billboard Awards was yesterday. Look, we was covering so much of the daggone housewives and these people and loving and matching and all of this stuff and love and marriage that I forgot to watch the Billboard Awards. Plus I had to do, my family stuff, so I had to leave out So we're going to do a couple of videos with the premiere before and after the Stack on Billboard Awards.
It's been a minute since he dropped new music, but guess what, y'all? It's coming. But first, Diddy is hosting and executive producing this Sunday's Billboard Music Awards.
And I'm bigger than the city lights down in Times Square. Yeah. You know ain't no party like a Diddy party.
None.
Tell me that you come. Silk Sonic's performing. Megan Thee Stallion. Ed Sheeran, Morgan Wallen. I'ma need some whiskey glasses. We gonna have a battle. What? Yeah! We got some of the greatest performers in the world.
Yep.
I'm rating the performances. We bringing Mason and Megan the band Diddy in there.
The strong will survive, the weak shall perish. Let's go. Diddy promises a night of surprises when the Billboard Music Awards air Sunday on NBC live from Vegas. Mary J. Blige is being honored with the Icon Award.
That's my sister. That's the first artist that believed in me. And so everything to come full circle. This is truly, truly a full circle moment.
Yeah, you want to talk full circle? E.T. first met a 26-year-old Puffy at the award show in 1995. He had just started his first record label. You remember your first Billboard Award? You were with Biggie.
Oh, it's a great thing to be recognized with young and, young and black, and we're just doing it. And I'm proud of him, and I'm proud of the company. It's a beautiful thing, and I thank God for it. Yo, I'm so blessed.
What do you remember about that night?
That's the first award we had ever got. So that was such an important night. We was coming from nothing.
More than 25 years later, the mogul is worth an estimated $900 million, thanks to his clothing line, music royalties, and several other lucrative partnerships. But now he's back in the studio and getting ready to drop his first album in 7 years.
I am returning! Yes! I am returning! I want to bring back real R&B, so I decided to start my own label, Love Records.
What would you tell the dude who showed up on the Howard University campus if you could go back right now and just whisper in his ear?
Yeah, I will be whispering what I was whispering in his ear then, is that you're going to do it. You're going to do it. But I would go back and say, yo, we did it. Just want to let you know, we did it.
Can nobody hold me down? I don't think we give Diddy his flowers enough.
What do you mean? It's love. We spread love.
He does it all. He does it all.
Yes, he does. One of the best parts about the 2022 Billboard Music Awards? The red carpet fashion. A-list couple Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner arrived looking lovely and in love, with Kylie rocking a tight blue gown and her rapper Beau wearing a dark green suit and sneakers. And their 4-year-old daughter Stormy nearly stole the show in a cute, one-shouldered white dress while walking hand in hand with her mom. Doja Cat, who is the leading female artist of the night with 17 nominations, showed up in a winning look, wearing a tight black Schiaparelli haute couture gown with gold pasties, ear-shaped gold statement earrings, and a gold Saturn-shaped purse. First-class rapper Jack Harlow arrived looking snazzy as ever, wearing a navy and black suit with velvet loafers. The sexiest couple around, Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, were back in black, with MGK rocking black pants and a black crop jacket covered in silver spikes and paired with a silver sparkly turtleneck, and Megan by his side wearing a sleek black gown with a slit, black opera gloves, and sporting new bangs. The BBMA's host for the evening, Sean Diddy Combs, showed up looking sharp, wearing a double-breasted white tux with a simple white shirt underneath and a pair of black shades. Megan Thee Stallion came in hot with a brown ombre halter top and a wrap mini skirt with a cape behind her. DJ Khaled came to the red carpet looking priceless in purple as he rocked a lavender suit and matching purple kicks. Purple seemed to be a popular color of the night, as shower songstress Becky G wore a purple and silver sparkle mini dress with one sleeve covered in purple feathers. Country superstar Miranda Lambert showed up looking smart and sexy in a suit with flared pants and a perfectly tailored jacket, and her husband Brendan McLaughlin by her side. Last but never least is R&B legend Mary J. Blige, who wore a gorgeous black and brown sparkly gown with long sleeves and her curled hair up in a high pony.
All right. Right. Well, we are familiar with one person that had to get paid by Diddy. Diddy, I guess he's trying to revive his image. He's done some fuck shit over the years and not paying people whatever. So he said he's better now, and I hope that he is. Shouts out to Diddy. Do what you gotta do. So I'm going to give this one last thing. I ain't gonna go put my banner up. We're just gonna go right into the next situation because I gotta get up out of here. YouTube news. I'm not giving a lot of YouTube news today. Again, this is a condensed version of the news. This is a short version because I didn't start super early. But you got something. You got you a little taste, okay? We're gonna talk about the one and only person I want to talk about today, and that is Mr. Kevin Samuels. Excuse me, I'm so sorry for being rude to y'all. Mr. Kevin Samuels, he has passed away at the age of 56 last week in his Atlanta home via a cardiac arrest. Was pronounced dead at Grady Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you don't know by now, you should know by now, okay? About the death of Kevin Samuel, who he is and what he is doing. I promise you that probably by the end of the week, I will do a Kevin Samuel story. I've just been watching what everybody's been saying and been doing the documentaries and talking about him and these sorry ass men crying over him like they was in love with him. He's a man, nothing more, okay? He's a man that didn't give you a dime or a dollar in order to pay for the pee that you're trying to pursue, okay? I can't say anything about him personally, nor I'm just indifferent and sad he died, okay? He made a living out of berating black women and somewhat uplifting men. At first he used to talk about men, excuse me. See how he comes in the building. Uh and telling them where they were in their wicked ways and they should be better men. But instead, he found out it pays to make fun of black women. And I don't care what you say about him building the community. He said some good things from time to time, but you don't have to put one person down in order to lift another one up. The term Big Shirley for big girls or whatever, and they're going to die alone with dogs. No, somebody still eats that cat too, okay? You don't have to die alone. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to talk about anybody's looks because, baby, there is somebody for everybody. Now, $1 million man may not want a big size girl, maybe because they usually have trophy pieces. We should always be aware of that. And if you're not, then sorry for you. But I don't have to talk to you like a dog in order to achieve that. And all of these people who are doing think pieces and saying they're Kevin Samuel's best guy. I watched a boring ass memorial service for Kevin Samuel yesterday for a few minutes, and I watched a few $1,000s come in very quickly in super chats and everything because we love Kevin Samuels. Do you love Kevin, or you love the money that comes behind Kevin? Because do you really know Kevin the man, or who he was and what he stood for? Because yes, this Tasha K admitted, as I believe, he didn't live by all that bullshit that he peddled to y'all, okay? He's an image consultant. So, yes, I do have a lot to say about this. Not so much this man, but the audience that follow behind him. The poison that y'all spew out to the world. Baby, I'm going to be okay. In case y'all will be like, oh, she's a big girl. Baby, I don't care. She is juicy. And y'all love melons. Good. Why? Because I know because you buy them. You buy them. You buy him for them hoes. Okay, so go on with y'all life. And he died with a thick girl. Okay, so apparently he didn't like stick figures that damn much. But let's, I digress. I'm here to do the news, not all of my commentary. So we were looking forward to having a funeral service very soon. There was news that he had a GoFundMe out that has been shut down. The family is not requesting a GoFundMe. There's just so much news that's out here, and I've watched a lot of false stuff. I'm afraid to go forward with certain things I've seen and heard for failure that it may be truthful. And I do have dignity and integrity in my journalism, that I do like it to be forthcoming and truthful and the actual word before I get out. My goal is not to always be the first, but to definitely be the best at what I do. Okay. Yeah, it's about shouldn't leave her child reported it. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that was trash. He's trash for that. But God rest his soul, because right now that is the only person he has to answer to. Please stop trying to fill this man's shoes. It was only one of him. And baby, it only needs to be one of him. Okay. Stop looking for to be a follower. How about you be a lead and lead your own path and march to the beat of your own drummer? Because it definitely took him some years in order to find his niche and find where he would go viral. And he went there on from there. And if you would like to know some more about him, my good sister Sweet Pea Diaries has done a documentary part 1 and part 2 on her channel. So go ahead over there and you will find a lot of information about Mr. Kevin Samuels if you want to know more about the man and the myth and the godfather of the manosphere. Some of the men is gay. They're just in love with other men in a masculine fashion. Yeah, I said it. And hotepism and misogyny. Yeah, y'all can have that shit. If you really want black women, a lot of y'all is not ready. Some of them are, but y'all full of shit. Okay, sitting up there and degrading women all damn day. Fuck you. Aside from that, I hope that you have a wonderful day. I will be back here later. We will be reviewing Love and Marriage DC with the ladies Love DC the panel. We went from Huntsville to DC, so we are, yes, the Monique Samuels fans. We are here. We are here for it. I thank y'all for coming out. I thank y'all for all that you do and contributing to the channel and just showing love. And yes, please, I hope that you have hit the like button. Not the button, but the button. Don't be lazy, okay? It doesn't cost you a thing to like and subscribe. I appreciate all of you. I will be back into the palace later, so I'm not going to turn off the lights. I'm just going to turn down the lights. I hope that those of you who are at work, that you continue the work day and you have an excellent day. I am on my way to go get mine done, okay? And I just want to tell y'all to make sure that you have a great and happy day on purpose, because I will be doing so. And if nobody told you that they love you already, I love you. And go look after your kids and walk your kids out in nature and see what they're doing, so we won't have to report them on the 50/50 news. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.